Boom. Oh, we are in profit. Okay, today we're going to change this iPhone 8 screen that I bought off Macari, and I'm going to replace it with this one iPhone 8 screen that works good and it has a little screen protector on it. But here we go. First, pendulum on the bottom, got 1 and 2. Let's take those out. And drop it down. And let's take the other one out. There we go. Next, we're going to stick this in probably just about, oops, can't see it, about that much, right here next to the home button. I mean, yeah, be careful. So I'm just going to stab it in the middle right there. Boom. And let's get it in. There we go. Got it in. Next, we use this to slide it down on both sides. Open it up, make a little bit of room. Oops. Slide it. Then you see it opens up. You can take that out and just put the tip in, little corner. This thing is dirty. And just slide it up. Yeah. Still got some glue stuck in there. I'll just cut that. There. So you see you got your flex cable here and the camera button here. So I'm gonna open it. Oh yeah, like that. And when you push it in, it pushes up like that. So we gotta pull it back and then open it. So you may need to, yeah. There we go. And we open. So that's a 9 bucks. And get in profit. 86958. Alright. So we got 4 screws here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many up top? Looks like just 2 and 1 cable right here. So this should be pretty simple. And you want to be careful not to open it too much because it'll rip the cable. These are super duper sensitive. But first we got to take out the battery, and when you take these screws out, they need to go back in the exact same holes because they are not the same size. Alright, so need something to hold this case up. And put my toolkit. That didn't work. And I can't remember what screw it is that I need, but oh well. We'll figure it out. One. to you. See, that second one is longer. You can't even see it. Anyway, this middle one right here is longer. So I'll go small, long, and this third one down should be small. Yep. Small. And this one might be small. No, it's long. So the top and the bottom are small and the middle ones are long. Alright, so you want to always use one of these to take it off to prevent any type of electrical. You don't want to touch metal to metal or aluminum if you can help it. And the battery's right here. And we'll just pop that bad boy out. Bam. And you can fold it back, grab it with your fingernail, fold it back a little bit to keep it from touching. Oops, this is stretching out a lot right here. I hope I didn't mess it up. But got one cable here for the screen. Pop that out. Now we can take these two screws out. And I am using a PH00. I don't know if you can see that. See if we can get a good, maybe because there's light on it is messing it up. There it is, PH00. That's what I'm using. Battery too low? Uh-oh. I mean, dang it. I need that light. No, that don't work. Let me get the battery charger. Alright, so let's plug it up. Let this charge. Cool. Now can I get some light? Dang, I need to let it charge up to 15% before I get some light. Alright. Anyway, there's two screws here, one here and one over here. This one is always a little bit difficult, this one on the inside, so take your time. Got it out. I don't even know where I put the other one. I'm gonna put it up here. Okay. Now that we got the two screws out, you can take this and remove that little plate. There may be another screw I have to get out. Oh yeah. There's one up here at the top corner. So there's three. I need that light. There we go. Okay. These screws are so tiny. There, but is this even? No. It's not sticking to the. Whoops. Magnet. Alright. Now we can unplug the camera. And just get your little thing and pop it out. Ah. Oh. There's two. There we go. So, got two plugs and one plug. Hopefully I didn't mess this up. But since this one has one already. I'm not gonna change it. You know, I should for the sake of the video, but let's see if I get some light now. Yes. There we go. Close this tray. Alright. Okay, so here's the inside. We don't need this to use this anymore for now until we put the new screen. But there's a 256 gig. Works perfect. Tried it out, so I'm gonna fix it, resell it. Because I have a 10 that I bought and fixed that I might keep. And this one isn't as good. Throw that to the side. Okay. Next, we need to transfer this back plate, the home button, and the top. Keep it. Alright, so your home button, you got 4 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's go ahead and remove those. And I think this is a different size. It's a little thinner. Screws on that's a little bit smaller. I think this is a Y00. Oop. Is that it? Nope. Not it. Is it Y00? That's just... Oh, it's in the wrong slot. 000. I got them in the wrong... Yeah, this is a Y000 with these tiny screws. And we got 4 of them. And always put your screws in the exact same order you take them out, because these two are different sizes. Obviously the one that goes in the home to hold the home button in place is a little bit smaller. It's just not going in too deep. There we go. Boom. Boom. Alright. We can. I think this might be connected under. Is it? Nah. It's good. So now you can use this and flick up the home button. Let me put it a little bit closer. So it's like sandwiched in right here. Sometimes I'll just use my nail to hold the piece down and pop it up. And you just be careful. Boom, that's it. And this top is part of the screen. This little fold that the home button clicks over. That we can just move out the way a little bit. But what we're going to do now is crucial, because you need this so you don't mess up the home button. Isopropyl alcohol, very necessary. Alright, so what I'm going to do is dip it and get it under the home button right here. I might just use this little tip and I'll just barely wiggle it, just to, and I'll put some here, I might put some here. It won't mess anything up, just so the home button can be removed safely without ripping it, because I did rip one before on somebody's phone, and once you do that, there's nothing you can do. So I just dip it and let it drip under. You can use a heat gun if you want to loosen up the adhesive, under. And since this is the first time this phone's ever been replaced, and it's iPhone 8, so a lot of it is like really dried on. It's on there good. And it might be a little easier if I took this plate off, so this little screw hole right here is out of the way, but let me get a little bit more. Oops, I didn't mean to drop it. Just dab it in there, let it drip. It's gonna take a minute for it to do its thing and eat up that adhesive to loosen this up. And you just kind of move it around, like very gently, like a centimeter at a time. See, now it's slowly starting to lift up under. You can see it's being ate up. There it is. Home button is off. So I think you can just push it through. Ha 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 ha. Success. So that's how you take the home button out. Pretty simple. You just have to be careful not to rip it. You don't want to tell somebody I ripped your home button. But if they walk around with a iPhone 8 or 7, they probably should upgrade. Get back in focus, at least to a 10. Alright, so next I'm going to take off this bracket. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, and I'm pretty sure these are all the same size. Alright, just to be safe and for good practice, keep them all in order. So you knew where it came from. Yeah, these are all the same. And again, I'm using the 000. These are 000 screws right here. Alright, and once you do that, you should just, oh no, I got another screw right here. I gotta take these off. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3 at the top. You zoom in, 3 screws at the top, 2 at the bottom. So let's go ahead and take that off. I don't think these are 000. No, I'm not even gonna try it. Go back here. These are the PH 00. Let's go ahead and remove those. Yeah, this is a small, tiny screw right here. These are all different sizes too. So, very important to put these back in this exact same spot. So the top, it goes small, long, long. So that's how you can remember it. Small one right here, obviously because it's so close to the screen, there's no way a long one will fit without screwing it through the screen. And the long ones because they need a little more room to go down. Okay, so small, long, long. Alright, now let's take the bottoms. I'll probably be a small one. Yep. And it's actually a little bit long. It's like a medium. It's not as small as this one, but not as big as these. And it's like mediums. Yeah. There we go. So medium, a large, and another medium. So it goes medium, large, medium. So small, large, large, medium, large, medium. Alright, once we do that, we can remove this, take it off, and I like to place my screws in the same spots so I know where they belong. So this should go down here. Line my screws up with the holes, right? Boom, bang. Alright, and we can lift this up, and this is stuck to it. Yeah, I'll just leave it stuck and take it off if it doesn't come. I don't want to pull it off. Anyway, it's the same process for when you do the home button. To take this out, you're gonna get a little bit of adhesive and get up under here if you need to. But look, this lifted up pretty easy. But to be safe, Alright, so anyway, you let me pull this back. You gotta get up in here. You can wiggle that part out. Normally you don't need adhesive, but you can use some. I'm gonna wiggle this out slowly. And you got your little thing down here for the camera. Let's zoom it in. Yeah. But let's use some. So that's this slide up. That's pretty good. I'm gonna just put some adhesive and then just wiggle my way through. I mean, put some isopropyl and then just wiggle and let it eat away. This is take us about a minute. To do, and you want to see it starts to come up under. And you just wiggle your way through. And just eat up the adhesive and get a little bit of better. There we go. It gets a little dry. Put a little more. And just wiggle back and forth, just like that. And it's up. So now we just need to get this front camera out. And this part's always a little tricky for me. Oops. Oh yeah, it just popped out. Okay, that's good. That's good, we didn't mess it up. And then we just gotta come from this side. Again, you don't need. I have done it without it, but I don't like to without the isopropyl alcohol. And that's it. And there's the camera. And you never want to touch the camera because you cannot get the smudge off. It'll be a little bit blurry forever. So when you put the camera down on a board, put it down, camera facing up. Okay. So I am not going to take it off. I'm just going to keep the original camera that's still on here. They're both Apple. Same phone, same camera, so I'm not going to replace it. But let's take this board. Because we're going to need this. It's stuck somewhere. Oh, there's one more screw right here. Yeah, sometimes they don't always come out. When you screw them, you gotta grab them out. And again, screw management, crucial. I messed around one time and didn't practice screw management and lost some screws. You can't do without putting these screws back in. You could probably just put one here and be good, or none at all. I have done that, and phone will be fine. But anyway, this is glued. It's glued to it. So what do? Isopropyl, baby. Let's get that in there. Let it eat away. There we go. And it's connected all the way across the bottom. As you can see. So it's connected all the way. And that's it. Removed. Okay. So the other phone has one already. So anyway, if this was the new screen, this is how you would put it back. Put it back. Alright. And our screws. I'll put the camera back. Exact same way that we taken it out. And just lay it in place. There's only one way for it to go, so you can't mess up. And just push everything back down. It's not gonna. Oh, now you want to come off. Okay, so you can use this to push these little gold things in place, and it'll still have some adhesive on it, so it may not move as freely as you want. So just be very careful there. And we got them in place. Okay. And camera, you just kind of, once you put the bracket on top, it'll sit tight. Okay. Now these little gold bars match up with these gold bars. So let's get that in there. Alright. And this little speaker, I think this is the speaker. It's gonna move around until you put the screws back in place. Alright, so my camera stopped real quick, but I did forget, when you do replace the screens, you're gonna have to take this out for your camera so it sits in place, and you can use your screw to pop it out. It might crack. It's square, so it might crack on the corner, but it doesn't matter. You can just use your screw and pop it out. And sometimes the new screens come with it. You probably should use a flat one. Let me get a flat one. They might come with a new piece for you to just put in yourself, but those screens will probably cost you $5 more. And you can just kind of wiggle this out. There, and it just pops out. So you see it kind of cracked a little bit at the top, which is not a problem at all. Alright, so you just put that back in on your new screen. Okay, and we match up the gold bars with the gold bars. Slide that under the camera, put the camera back in the hole. Now remember, since you popped everything out, there's no adhesive, so everything's gonna sit like a little flimsy. Till we screw it all back in place. We put this back on top, and we're ready to screw. So let's put the screws back in. We don't need this right now. Put that back. Ooh. All right. I think I need the 00, pH 00. So again, we got screw management. All the screws are right here. I can just grab what I need, line it up. Look at that. Good look at that. Oh well. And we just slide it in. And then when you put the screws back, wherever they stop, that's where you stop. Don't do no extra tight, no extra turn. Wherever the screws stop, you stop. It's not like a car where you gotta give a little extra torque. Because one time I did that and I screwed through the motherboard. The motherboard was dead. I had to buy a new motherboard. So wherever the screws stop, you stop. Because they will easily go through the screen and destroy everything. You feel me? So you can't even see this one. There we go. Bam. And we got the medium. So just in case you do mess up on your screws, the order is small, large, medium, large, medium. So if you get all your screws out and you get them mixed up and you just compare them large, medium, small, that's the way it goes. Small, large, medium, large, medium. And you in the money. So now let's screw on the side of the brackets. We're back on the 000. And screw these on. These are so tiny. I have lost these a couple times fixing people's phones. But these are just for extra protection. You don't need all three of these, but you want good practice. Because I have fixed people's phones who had been fixed before and they were missing screws. And you don't want that. They're here for a reason. So always have as much support as you can. Screw these in, and then we'll get the other screen, change the home button, power up, test it, and hopefully everything works as planned. There we go. I probably have fixed about, I don't know, 40 iPhones. The more you do it, the easier it is, the smoother and faster. So anyway, only thing we would do now is, if this was the new screen, was put the home button back in, plug it up and screw it. But I'm gonna take off the new screen and we'll start from here and put the home button in. Okay, we back. Here's the new screen. I just took it off, and same as the old one. Got the everything hooked up already. Got the battery. I mean the camera, the brackets on there, and all we got to do is install the home button. So to do that, you push it in from the bottom, and you're gonna have to lift up this piece and put the home button under it, so that way they can clip together. Just like that. Be very, very, very careful. These things are sensitive and irreplaceable. And you just sandwich them down. Plus the snap should snap in there. There we go. Is it in there? Yeah, it's in there. It's clicked on. Alright, we're good to go. Now, let's put the brackets. Put the brackets back together. Okay, so we have it up here, and this is the old one, so they're both the same. But let's use this because it's closer. Now on top, and put the 4 screws in. Oops, not sticking. Come on, come on. You got it. Dang, falling off. These screws so tiny. There we go. Over there. Remember, wherever it stops, you stop. Now, I like to do it. I don't like to go across because then it'll put pressure all the way down. I like to even out the pressure, so I'll go from the outside in. So we're gonna do this one here. So even out the pressure on the home button, because like I said, you can't replace that. This you can replace pretty cheap. It's like $5 on eBay or Amazon. So home button can't replace. Once Touch ID is gone, it's gone for good. Alright. And that. And sometimes what I have found is that because these screws aren't like extra tight down, I have repaired some phones where the screw has came out. Some, over the years, people moving in and out their pocket, loosen up the screws, and they do pop out, which is rare, but it does happen. Shoot, I forgot which one is which. One of these, I think this is the one. These are the same. I think this is the good one. No, let me try it real quick. No, let me try it with the good screen. Anyway, to plug it up, you got 2 plugs. Can't miss it because they're literally the exact same size. So you can't mess up on this. So what I do first before I do anything is, and before I plug it up all the way, is I'll just plug these 2 in, and then the battery, test it out. If I can get it. There we go. I think I got it. Yeah. And you just push up and down a little bit to to make sure all of it it clips in from top to bottom, because if not, it won't work. Okay, so now let's plug in the battery. Come on, there we go. And we can cut the phone on, and hopefully this is the right one. I do screw management, but I didn't do phone management. There's a little crack right here. I hope this is the LCD, not the LCD screen. So this is, they broke one. Because, yeah. Use without internet. Do I have to put in internet? Yeah, so this is the wrong one. That's the other one. So we can, because the other one's already activated. Get this battery up. There we go. When you unclip it, you just want to barely get on the corner. You don't scratch anything. We don't need that. So this is the right one. Let's plug it. One and oops. Come on. There we go. Alright, now let's try this one. Let's see if it works. Yep, passcode, I think it's all ones. Perfect. So let's go to Touch ID. Touch ID and passcode. Enter your passcode. The phone unlock Touch ID. That's how you check and make sure it works. So if I add fingerprint, and if it didn't work, it wouldn't even let you do this screen. See, so it's reading the fingerprints, and home button is a success. So we can cut this off and screw everything back in. So, yeah. So let's get this already plugged in. So let's put the bracket back on. So remember the order for this: the top and bottom are small, the middle are the large ones. And you want to just, you know what? Let's keep something behind it. So that way, if the screen falls over, it could rip the cord. You just want to have something on there to lean it. And there you go. Yeah, why does it not catch? Not magnetized anymore. See, lost the screw. Oh, I found it. Barely. I will not be able to see it in this carpet. Yeah, this is weird. Oh, there we go. Maybe I'll just have to rub it on something. Come on. There we go. Get you out the way. You bugging out here. Yeah, it's just that one screw. Wait, I don't go there. There's long ones go there. And wherever it stops, you stop. There we go. Perfect. Now we can clamp down the camera and screw it in. Make it easier with this thing. Nah. It's not. It's not to use your finger. Pick it up and do it. And thumb. There, got it. Yeah, hear that clip? I mean, we legit. Alright. Snap this bad boy. Is this the right one? Oh, yeah, that is right. No, we don't go up this way. Guess so. Had it upside down. Alright, the screw's confused. So try to practice screw management and I messed up. These little things never. Yeah, we got it. Cool. Cool. Alright, two more. Oh, that was cricket. Yeah. Fell off. Oh, come on, bro. What are you doing? Okay, now. Fell off again. Can I fall inside it? You know what? Oh, there it is. The screw fell off on the inside and I can't get it out. So keep some tweezers just in case. I'm not screwing that in. And just leave it like that. Alright, so when you push it in, you gotta push it in from the top because it is a little hook under here and it goes up under. So be careful. So you just lift it up just a little bit like that. Slide it up. And then you can just snap it down. And all we gotta do is put the 2 screws in the bottom. And we're good to go. And push it down a little bit. It didn't go in all the way. There we go. We got that one. And let's get the other one. That's it. We're done. iPhone complete. And I got a little crack right here. Hopefully that's not from me. Let's take this screen off. Let's see. I'm gonna break it and slide up under. Oops, I broke it. Yeah. Screen is good. Let's cut it on. And we just test everything out. Man, I know the screen works because I just took it from the other phone, but it was activation locked, so I'll just use that for parts. And normally what I do first, let's go to the camera. This is the back camera and the front camera. Take a picture, video, record, and you can talk. Test 1 2, testing. Let's check it. So it works. Let's delete that. I'll go back. Let's do a photo from the front. Test 1 2, testing. Test 1 2, test. Yep. Press the home button. Obviously the fingerprint works because it would tell us if it didn't. Add fingerprint. So, works. Let's cancel that. Cancel. Home. Also what I do is, let's go to calculator. This way you can test the whole screen. Just press all the buttons. So this works, and I'm going to slide it up from the top to make sure the whole screen works. If this was a new screen you got, you just swipe back and forth all over the screen to make sure. Test the apps at the bottom. Yep, good to go. The buttons, volume up, volume down. Oh, I couldn't even see all that, huh? My bad. Anyway, I'm pressing all over the screen to make sure it works. Okay, swipe up and down, off, on, home button to open it. Touch ID works, and we check the camera, we check the sound, voice memos, continue, allow. This is a test. Perfect. Oh, we got a good phone. 256 gigs. Yeah, 256 gigs. So that's that. iPhone repair. iPhone 8. Looking good, and I'm gonna celebrate.